You will never catch me messing with a man who has a in his home, and I'm not even friends with them, and I recommend that other women avoid them as well. People who live in homes with are up to 10 times likelier to die and twice as likely by homicide, with the risk for women elevated beyond that 2x. And this includes law enforcement, this includes hunters, this includes men who claim they need it for self-defense. I will not with them.
If you're with someone that you think if you get in an argument with them, they will blow your cat back, why are you with them? Forget the if you could get into an argument with someone that you're dating, right, or you're married to, and they can push you back, forget they will stab you. They will decapitate you at that point because you got into an argument. You know what I mean? Or do you think you would antagonize your partner so bad they would want to blow you away? Like, why would you be with someone that you think would even be capable of doing something like that? You know what I mean? She was like, more or whatever. My thing is this, right? Isn't what causes the. If someone was going to take their life, if they had a gun, that would be the quickest way to do it. But it's not the fact that they have a gun that they do it. It's because that's the quickest way. If they didn't have the weapon, they would probably just find another way to do it. Jump off a bridge, take a handful of something they're not supposed to take. That's not the determining factor of them taking their life. It's the fact that would be the quickest. I don't know, man. This is kind of like ridiculous. But hey, man, if you don't want to date somebody that got weaponry in their house, fine, man. That's cool. But like, I mean,
the word submission, it's like a Pavlovian conditioned response you have when you hear submit or submission. Even if you're the most Bible-believing lady out there, you read, 1 Timothy 2:12, you read some of these verses that say things like the woman should obey or the woman should submit. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. It's almost uncontrollable. Like you can't control hearing that word and associating it with, I'm not going to submit to any, I'm not going to obey. I'll obey if I think I need to obey. And it's like, why? Why do we have that knee-jerk reaction? And the reason is a century of billions of dollars worth of feminist propaganda training that into from the time you are little. If you go back and watch kids' cartoons, Disney movies, I've done a couple of analyses of some of these on my Substack. It's always the father is the bad, oppressive, overprotective guy, and the daughter is the smart, wise person who needs to strike out on her own and do her own thing and follow her own will. Like if you look at The Little Mermaid or Mulan or a lot of these different Disney cartoons, there's this recurring theme, right? That you shouldn't submit to men or obey men, even if they're your father, even if they're your husband and they love you and they're willing to die trying to rescue you. You need to prove that you don't need them and that you can do it on your own and that you're independent from them so they can't control you. And to me, that's clearly a demonic trick. It's clearly a demonic trick to convince you that being able to bring life into the world is oppressive and it's holding you back. To convince you that the people in your life who have the most interest in loving and protecting you are actually there to oppress you. It's inversion.
And men are looking, because a lot of modern women, they're excited, they are enthusiastic, and they're trying to create vibes. And what men are noticing and what's making them, and this is what, the vibes were off. He doesn't really feel like he's romantic. Felt like more like he was a friend. In some instances, that's a man being cautious and saying, is she really like this? Or is she just putting on? That would be a woman's form of love bombing. You'd be love bombing a man. Oh, I'm so into you. I'm so interested. When really you're not interested. You just, trying to put your emotions out there and act like you're so excited to get him to pay for that expensive dinner.
I am so sick of not being pursued. I feel like anybody I've ever wanted or have gotten, I've pursued or made the first move. And it's like with girls, like I get there's like a shyness and like no one knows to make the first move. But with men, there is no excuse. There's no excuse. Like, we're going to make eyes all night. I'm giving you all the signs. I'm literally dropping the handkerchief for you and you're literally missing the sign the whole time. And like, if we're out at a bar and like we're literally making eyes the whole night and you're about to leave, why are you not asking me for my number? No one knows how to pursue anybody.
At this point, I have made enough videos telling you all why men are no longer approaching or making the first move. At this point, I'm not explaining it anymore, but I do actually have some real true advice that women can take to make a difference in your love life. And that is to get rid of the entitlement. Stop expecting men to do something for you or to act in a certain way towards you. They do not owe you anything. And when you come to this realization, you will stop making videos like this and putting it out there as to what men are doing wrong. And instead, you can just accept the reality and then do something that is in your own power, which is to approach a man that you're interested in and say hi. And lastly, this is key. Once you get a man's attention, you have to be really good at not making him chase you. You have to be good at letting him pursue you, which might be and probably is a total definition change for you, because you probably think that pursuing equals chasing, but that is just not it. When you confuse those two, you're going to continue to experience men that are not pursuing you because you're expecting them to chase you, and men are just not doing that anymore.
The man who is actually the most serious about you is often the one who moves the slowest. We've been taught that speed equals interest, right? Fast replies, fast plans, fast emotions, fast intensity. But when you listen to men talk honestly, you start realizing that speed often has more to do with excitement than intention. And when a man is caught up in the moment, he moves quickly because he's chasing a feeling, the rush of affection, the adrenaline, the excitement of something new. But when a man genuinely wants you and he's serious about you, something different tends to happen. He becomes more careful. He thinks more before he speaks. He plans more before he acts. Because now it's not just about enjoying the moment. It's about being intentional and not ruining something that actually feels important to him. But many of us don't like that. We don't appreciate that because we want something fast. We want the rush of excitement. The man who is serious, he's gonna slow down. He watches how you communicate. He observes how you handle things, who you really are before he invests deeply. And to a woman, that slower pace can sometimes feel like hesitation or a lack of urgency, and we hate that. But sometimes a man moves more slowly, not because he doesn't see value, but because he does.
This conversation is about to go wild.
When somebody comes and asks a question about side chicks, why is it always so negative? And why is it like, oh, you guys are wrong or whatever? That man doesn't love you. That man's not going to leave his wife.
There's an argument that sometimes the side chick get the best of the man.
And I do.
Okay. Oh, my God. Are you a proud side chick?
I want you to be really honest.
Okay.
Are you her husband?
Absolutely.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
Oh, okay. There's a difference in believing in God and fearing God. I don't think that you fear God because I don't think you understand the conviction that's being a person who is the person who is stepping into somebody's marriage. God does not approve of that. If you read that word, if you take in your daily bread, there will be a conviction. You think that this is just a book that works for you whenever you want it to work for you. That's not how it goes, baby. So for you to be able to say that you believe in God right now, that's the reason. If y'all really want to know why I'm passionate about this conversation, that's the reason. Because in my walk, I fear God. So every behavior that I have reflects on the godly principles and my fear of God. So I am never going to get up to no mic and say that I knowingly have stepped into somebody else's marriage, and I am okay with that. If the shoe was on the other foot, I guarantee you if the shoe was on the other foot. You talking about this woman doesn't approve of that. You causing pain to that woman as well. We as brothers and sisters of Christ, we are not supposed to be causing intentional pain on somebody else. So I challenge you. I challenge you since you got up to this mic to try to challenge your girl Kitty. I challenge you. I challenge you. Okay? Because now you finna see 6'5" Grove side. I challenge you, honey. I challenge you. Maybe you need to fast so you can get that spiritual demon off of you.
And I think we have to look at how draining dating has become. We have to look at, the reason, or another reason that men are checking out of dating is because, dating has started to feel, for a lot of men, it's a little bit more, a lot more draining. You're not really hopeful like you used to be. It's more draining than it is exciting. You have, can't believe I'm gonna say this, you don't really have anything to look forward to, right? Man, I'm so excited to take this lady out. It's gonna be a great time. Even if it ends up being bad, there's still excitement in there because it's like, man, I got out and I'm out here just moving and grooving. It's not really like that for a lot of men. And so that's another reason that they kind of check out.
This might sound crazy, but I think that this person is onto something, because what I will say is that I've also spoken to some male friends about these unrealistic standards around dating and these expectations that some women hold around, well, if he's not buying me XYZ, then like, why would I be with him? A friend had shared that he once didn't like get a second date with a girl because she was turned off by the fact that he didn't call her like an Uber black car or something. And these types of stories really piss me off, because it's painting this really negative picture that like most and all women just want men to pay for things. And I'm sure there are women out there like that. And that's a problem, because that's not a real relationship. Just expecting that a man financially provides everything for you. At least that's not my idea of a relationship. So the men that are subjected to these types of women, I really, I can understand why there's this resentment, or there's this pressure placed on men if they think that most women are like this. So women should not be demanding in that way. I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that's the healthy basis or foundation of a relationship. So I can see how that perpetuates these feelings among men. But this is a whole separate topic also. Like, it's part of the bigger problem. It's part of the conversation, but it's like a tangential, like, separate dialogue too.
If you were the man who just approached me in the grocery store, this is for you. My roommate and I were at the grocery store. This man comes up to me as I'm leaving. He like kind of runs out of the grocery store to catch me before I go. And he just very politely says, "Hey, I just wanted to say that you look really cool. I wanted to introduce myself." He introduces himself. He shakes my hand. He meets my roommate. He gets my name. Very, very polite man. Very sweet. He asks us if we're a couple. He's like, "Are you guys a couple?" And then proceeds to say, "Are you seeing anybody? Do you have a boyfriend?" And I said, "I am currently seeing somebody." And so I said, "But I really appreciate it, good luck." And he kind of was like, "Yeah, that makes sense." He kind of like gestured to my whole being and was like, "I got it. Thank you so much." He walks away. I go down to the parking lot and I'm like, wow, that was like really polite, really sweet, really thoughtful. Check, 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 check. Okay. And so I decided to run back up to the grocery store really quick, because what I had said to him was good luck. And I just felt like that was condescending and bitchy, even though I didn't mean for it to be. But I went back up to the grocery store and I was like, "Hey man, I think what you did was really brave and really sweet, and it was really polite." And I was like, and I want you to like keep doing that. I think you did that as best as you could. And I was like, I'm not in the place right now to receive that kind of attention, but kudos to you. It takes a lot of fucking balls to do something like that, and I commend you for that. I just don't think every approach and rejection has to be negative. I would really like it to kind of flip a switch and just be more accepting and give props to the people who are giving it a damn shot in broad daylight on a Saturday afternoon, no alcohol involved. Like, this man was truly shooting a shot, and I think we should commend him for it. So anyways, good luck out there, you guys. Mwah. Ciao for now.
A lot of these modern women are upset that men aren't really asking them out anymore. It seems like, when I was in my 20s or my early 30s, men seem to be asking me out. They seem to be more interested. What's going on? And even in your mid 20s, right? You might not have as many men, or the men that you want, asking you out. Well, if you don't have the men asking you out that you want, that might have to do with how you present yourself. Number one. Number two, if you have men asking you out, but not as frequently, then that might just be them. But it also might be that, a lot of these men feel like maybe the juice isn't worth the squeeze. I gotta sit up here and I gotta honestly, I gotta tap dance. I gotta perform. What are we doing here? Do you like me or not?
What happened to guys? Loneliest epidemic in maleness. Why? Get out there. Put your Xbox in the trash can. Go out there and have connections. You want to be happy in life? It's about people. People is happiness. Finding the love of your life is happiness. And the only way you do that is you get out there. Chicago, we're blessed with some of the best women in the country. Some of the best bars. This is Lottie's right here. Okay? One of the best bars in the country. Literally. It's one of the best. Talk Zone. The whole bar is a talk zone. Do you understand that? The whole bar is a talk zone? Right here. The whole thing. We don't sit at tables. If you're a guy sitting at tables, shame on you, man. You're costing yourself the love of your life. Get your butt up and introduce yourself to someone. Oh, a girl's gonna shut me down. No kidding, they should. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. Get shut down. It's not a big deal. Step up to the plate. Go talk to the next one. Just because a girl shuts you down, hey, it's her path. She's trying to find the love of her life. Who cares? Go find the love of your life. This isn't hookup culture. This is connection culture. That's happiness. Go find someone to go canoeing with. You know, I don't want to go canoeing. I would never go canoeing, but I'll go canoeing with her. That's what we're looking for, guys. As dumb as that sounds. Go find someone to go to Wrigley Field with on a Tuesday. What an opportunity you have to live in Chicago, to be able to do all these things. I mean, literally, it's the greatest city in the world. It has connections left, right, and sideways. Fall in love in the city. Put yourself out there.
I've been going back and forth to the court, battling for the custody of my children and fighting for my rights to be a father to my children. And as I'm waiting for my hearing, one thing that I've noticed and has grabbed my attention is that they'll announce other court hearings before mine and the men are not present. They'll say Gonzalez versus Gonzalez. They'll ask the woman, hey, is the other party here? And they'll say, I don't know where he is. He knew about the hearing. He's not here. The issue with that is by default, for the most part, from my understanding, they're going to rule in that woman's favor without a doubt. You don't get to at least voice your stance on the situation. By default, that woman wins. You have to show up to court. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to show up in court to make sure that your presence felt, heard, and seen. State your name, you love your kids, you want to be there for your kids, and allow them to make that decision. Do not make it easy for them to strip you of your rights as your children's father. Again, do not make it easy for them to strip you of your rights as your children's father. Your children deserve a father, and you have to show up. You have to show up to the battlefield. You can't come on social media complaining about why she this and then she that, she keep me from my kids, and you're not even showing up to court. That's sort of like how people complain about politics but don't vote. Your opinion does not matter at that point.
Why the does dating advice in 2026 sound like corporate HR policies? I ain't going 50-50 with no man. Know your value. I'm a high value man. She's a low value woman. You got to optimize yourself. Upgrade your market position. Listen carefully. That is not love. That is capitalism speaking through relationships. Because under capitalism, everything becomes a market, including you, including intimacy, including attraction. We get married and buy diamond rings simply because companies told us to. Under capitalism, dating stops being about connection and starts being about transaction. We have to buy expensive clothes to attract the ones that we desire. Our desires are warped by unrealistic beauty standards. We're negotiating relationships like contracts, and we treat marriage like investment. And mind you, under capitalism, marriage is simply a tool of ownership. That is not natural. That is commodification. The bourgeois have hijacked love and turned relationships into simple exchanges. Love has become a marketplace, and the people have become the product. This increases loneliness because competition is replacing community. Marx called this alienation. Even our emotions are shaped by economic logic. Real connection can't grow in a system that teaches you to treat people like assets. So ask yourself, are you building relationships or are you making a portfolio?
You know, a lot of these modern women don't really understand that it seems like in the dating market, or, you know, the way it's going, because you're asking, where are the good men at? How come I can't find a good man? Well, it seems like for a lot of these good men, they're stable. They're the stable men. These men are involved in their community, but you want excitement. You want somebody that is going to shock your system. You want somebody that's going to make you feel alive and send you to the moon for a night. Problem is, with that good man, he's going to take you to the moon. It might take a little bit longer to get there. You might not go straight up and come back down. See, what y'all like to do is get on these rides. Hey, make it quick for me. All the way up, all the way down. All the way up, all the way down. And y'all keep on chasing that high. Oh, God, this is too fast. Modern women are modern day drug dealers. Drug dealers of dating. Well, you know, you have a lot of drug dealers who have talked about, man, I'm getting that fast money. You know, I'm trying to work a stable job, but, you know, it's just not, the money ain't fast enough. And they go back out there and they start selling it again. Modern women are that same way. Oh, I can't do nothing but a good man, a stable man. I got to go out there and get that fast attention. I got to go out there and get that fast validation. I need somebody to give me right now. Chad and Tyrone give you exactly what you're looking for, but then you still sitting by yourself at Thanksgiving and Christmas. So what did you really gain?
Yeah, I got him in here cooking tonight after he works 12 hours, see?
For all of you that have seen my original video on this, there is an update she has posted. Before I slide in what I need to say, let's watch that video.
So me and my husband are in a huge fight right now. He actually left, and he said he's gonna stay gone until I get my act together. So I'm gonna tell you what happened, okay? Pretty much, he works like 70 hours a week, okay? And I asked him if we can go out to eat. We went out to eat yesterday, and I asked him again if we can go out to eat again. He said that this can't be something we do on a routine basis. And I'm just like, why not? Why not? When you have the money to do it and you make all that money, why can't we do that? And he says, because we're supposed to be saving. We're supposed to save. What are we investing in? Why are we saving in the first place? Okay? First of all, what I'm not going to do is sit here and allow someone to tell me what my money, that's my money too, because we're married. I'm not going to allow someone to tell me what my money is going to go towards. Okay? Simple as that. And if he's going to keep it up, then he don't have to come back.
First of all, bravo to your husband for standing up for himself. That man needs to stay gone. Second of all, girl, it sounds like you're going to lose a whole husband over dinners. Thirdly, your money is really his money when you're not being a team player. And it will quickly, faster than you expect, return to his money forever, even when you decide you do want to be a team player when he decides to remain gone.
Let me get this straight. There's women out here that expect men to be making $300,000 a year, working 30 hours a week so they can be home by 4 p.m. so then they can then help with the household chores, the cooking, the cleaning, and all of the labor-intense jobs that women do. If that's not unrealistic enough, in between all of that and getting that bag with 30 hours, he's expected to create a Disneyland movie with rose petals on the bed, trips planned and dates planned 24/7 so she can post it on Instagram to get the fulfillment and validation from other people. If that's not unrealistic enough, then men are expected to give up all of their hobbies, all of their interests, and only be interested in her. And this is all while he simultaneously gives up all of his dreams, all of his aspirations, and only picks jobs that cater to the bag that she's looking for. As if all of that is not unrealistic enough, he's also expected to never look at another woman or even glance in her direction or like any pictures on Instagram. Meanwhile, she is allowed to post her butt cheeks on the internet and get all of the validation either from men or other women. So when he has expectations and boundaries, it doesn't matter if she doesn't respect them, but he's supposed to respect her 24/7 with little to nothing in return. And the funny thing is that even when this man tries to give her everything and he becomes more emotionally in tune by going to therapy and doing all of the things that she asks, she's going to consistently change the goalpost so it makes it impossible. Not only are her unrealistic expectations impossible to meet, he'll meet them every single step of the way, and it's still never going to be good enough. And she'll end up cheating with some Joe Schmo down the street that has no job and no car because he was emotionally available and he was able to give her the things that he couldn't emotionally. Okay, bye.
You know why a lot of people are single nowadays? It's not just because they cannot find somebody. It's because people want 80s and 90s love in 2026 while living in ways that completely destroy that kind of connection. Back then, people built bonds slowly. Now people scroll through human beings like shopping lists and call it dating. Social media poisoned people's attention spans. Men obsess over women they never even touched. Women compare real men to fantasy lifestyles they never built themselves. And that's where everything starts collapsing. Fantasy became more addictive than real human connection. Nobody wants to build anymore.
They want instant chemistry, instant validation, instant perfection, instant excitement. Loyalty feels boring to people addicted to stimulation.
Consistency feels replaceable because there is always another profile one swipe away. And effort feels like suffering to people trained to chase dopamine every 5 seconds. So instead of fixing real problems with real communication, people run the second things stop feeling exciting. They leave something real just to chase another temporary high disguised as better. And the truth is this, most people are not single because love is gone. They are single because discipline is gone. Real love requires patience, sacrifice, emotional control, loyalty, and consistency. The truth is, people are not single because love is gone. They are single because discipline is gone.
Oh, and when I get married,
Just another day in the office. Viewer discretion is advised.
I will absolutely be signing a prenup with an infidelity clause that says I get 91% of everything you own if you cheat on me. And cheating will be defined as liking a picture on Instagram, liking a story on Instagram, DMing a girl on Instagram, and any other interaction with a woman that I don't know about. So cheat on me if you want to, and I will be laughing all the way to the bank.
Let me be the first to tell you, if that man signs that prenup, he's a idiot. And honestly, if he does sign it, he deserves to have 90+% of his money taken away from him, because clearly his brain don't function properly. Now, although I'm an advocate for prenups, I will say when you get to this point where you start to become greedy is when things go really bad and the prenup works against you and not for you. Because all that's going to happen is you're going to implement those terms in the contract, and all he's going to do is retaliate. And if he has a good attorney, they would tell him, hey, bro, don't sign this. This is not a good deal. And if you really do want to sign it, how do we now counter it to make sure that we protect you? Because everybody knows signing a prenup could be the best thing or the worst thing, depending on how you go into it. And this young lady clearly is going into it with a greedy mindset. Her terms are, even if you interacted with a woman, mind you, interaction can mean anything, just a conversation. She can consider that to be cheating and take 90+% of what you own. That just doesn't even make sense. That prenup is no longer about protection. That prenup is about greed. And honestly, just honestly, people that approach prenups like this never succeed, because it's not designed to do that. But you know what? Fortunately for y'all, ain't got to listen to what I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
Men here don't necessarily approach you. So I feel like, I don't know if men are shy or like they just don't, have enough.
They think they the
confident. They the prize.
They think they the catch. It's too sassy. It's too sassy for me. That's what it is. Yeah. Why don't men pursue? Why don't they take the initiative? Why don't they take the lead?
Well, first things first, there are some men out here who actually read their word. They know their Bible. Let's start there. But also, why is it that the men who are confident, men who aren't thirsty, who aren't beating down your DMs, who easily walk away from your BS, who walk with their chest up and their head up, men who move like is not their first priority, men who don't indulge in your main character syndrome and makes you the center of his world when y'all cross paths on a random Friday, why do they automatically get branded by women as men who think they're the prize? Men who have character, discipline, moral, self-control, ambition, he goes to great lengths to protect that focus and energy. But even more to the point, he knows he's not like most other men. Because if we're going by girl math, by what you ladies say, there aren't a lot of good men out here. In fact, we religiously hear you ask where the real men at nowadays. So if good men are rare and that rare man enters the room not moving like the generic man, what does that make him? It makes him different, special, a rarity. But you won't see that man calling himself the prize. That word only has life because we get called that on social media. And to be honest, it comes off as though our sisters love celebrating confidence, self-awareness. They love celebrating knowing your value and self-assuredness, unless it's being worn by a black man.
And you know, these modern women, they do this weird thing, man. Modern women just do crazy stuff nowadays, right? They're out here, they go to therapy and they think that they know everything, right? So now you have these modern women that are ending relationships, situationships, I would even say. It shouldn't be that serious. I'll even go as far as to say these are not even situationships. What we're talking about is modern women ending like maybe even a week of talking. Maybe even a week of talking with 4-paragraph essays. Texting these guys 4 paragraphs long. If you're going to do that, just send me an email. If you're going to do that, just send me a voice note or something like that on WhatsApp, so I can at least listen to it while I'm working or I'm cooking. You know what I mean? But they want to send this, oh man, you know, we have misaligned attachment styles and you didn't want to hold space for me and you didn't come over here and do this for me. And the guy was like, I just had to work the next morning. I just had to go to work, man. And you were texting me when I was asleep. I was at a company event. I didn't have my phone on me. That's what I told you. I couldn't do anything. But that's what modern women do. That's how they act. They act like, well, if he ain't handling it in this way that I want him to, or he's not doing the things that I want him to, avoiding attachment style, mommy issues, daddy issues, narcissists. What are you talking about?